Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Alpha Beta Coders. Our project is Prescription Digitizer and Drug Conflict Checker. In today's growing population, the ratio between doctors and patients is 1:50. Hence, it increases doctors' human errors. In order to solve it and give proper prescriptions, this is our proposed solution. This is our landing page. From here, we can go about and start with sign in. After signing in, the user is allowed to browse for files and upload their prescription. So we give the patient's name along with age, and then we select for the gender, and we can give any known conditions such as diabetes or pregnancy. All of this is optional but highly recommended for proper analysis. Any known allergies should be mentioned. Now run analysis. It takes about 40 seconds. The problem that we are going to solve is existing OCRs. Currently, doctor prescription notes are handwritten and they contain multiple mistakes. In order to overcome this, we have built this solution. When we look at the prescription in front of us, all of the spellings are wrong, and the dosages are mixed up, and there is no proper mentioning as to how long these medicines should be consumed. So this is our proposed architecture. So first from the user interface, there are four screens: the landing page where sign up happens, and the upload screen where the prescription is uploaded. So, and the confirmation screen after the prescription it is seen, and then the results, what and all was observed from the prescription is shown here. With the help of post HTTP method and using fast API as the backend, it goes to the API router. So here the uploaded prescription OCR and image payload is done in order to extract the correct prescription, and any spelling checks or dosage checks or anything that should be flagged or alerted to the patient is done immediately. And there is also clinical assistance service which accesses our previous medical records and answers our questions. It gives us a personalized and customized experience. So here, this is our review extraction. All the drugs that were prescribed have come here. Now it is up to us to confirm them and tell that yes, these are the drugs. If at all any name is wrong, then there is an option for us to correct it and confirm it again. So we have to confirm all of the drugs. So now we properly see who the patient is, and it is generated by MedLens, our AI platform. This is our clinical report and medications. So here it tells us exactly it tells us how exact the prescription was extracted by OCR. So Ultra D plus was properly extracted, but what was missing is the dose. So it again flags it, and duration, instructions, all of it was missing. So this allows for the patient to go back to the doctor or to the pharmacist and ask them questions regarding this, so that they don't end up with half knowledge and consume drugs that are not beneficial for their health. Interactions, critical conflict detected. This happens because the prescription mentions Ultra D plus and Relentless. So we have built a database named drug interaction, where we have over 500 plus entries, where drug A and drug B. In our case, namely drug A is Ultra D plus and drug B is Relentless. So it properly tells us the severity and whether it should be taken together or not. Here I am being properly guided to not take it because it has severe adverse effects to our health. Next, we come to dosage. The dosage is missing in the prescription. Another flag is raised here, and and it gives us a proper detail as to the consistency of our dosage, and whether it is safe during pregnancy or not. This really helps women who are conceiving or plan to conceive. Coverage, it tells us if the drugs that we have already bought are can be reimbursed by our health insurance provider. Currently, the health insurance provider that we have implemented is PMJ. So in PMJ, omeprazole is the only drug that can be covered and reimbursed. Dietary, it interprets our medicines and previous health reports to tell us what we should and should not have. So so we are asked to avoid alcohol because it is a sedation, and absorption, and we are asked to avoid ingredients which contain all of this, since it increases the bleeding risk, and avoid iodized salt in excess because it does not help with the thyroid therapy. Validity, it tells us how many of our compliance issues were properly passed and how many of them were rejected. The first thing that it checks for is the patient name, which was present, but what was missing in our prescription is the doctor's registration number given by the Medical Council of India, and the prescription date. And the uploaded prescription was in 2010, which means that the prescription has the last time it was prescribed was not within 30 days. So another flag is raised, and dosage and frequency, none of that was mentioned, and drug legibility, since the doctor's prescription had highly ambiguous handwriting, hence the confidence score is less. But controlled substance from compliance, which means that the drugs need not be taken for long term. So all these compliances are properly shown. Next is our clinical assistant. Even before we put a prompt to the clinical assistant, it is already aware of our prescription and previous medical records. So and for this we have used Grok API, and the LLM that we have used is Llama 370B. All of our prescriptions and interactions with the clinical assistant is stored in SQLite, and the assistant, it generally goes back to SQLite and refers and gives us proper answers henceforth. So here I've asked a question as to can I eat rice, and it tells me yes, and it also tells me why it is safe to consume it without any issues. Since Red Bull is a caffeinated drink, and since I'm allergic to caffeine, as I previously mentioned, our clinical assistant properly diagnosed it, and told me not to drink Red Bull. This is our OCR diagram. This is what exactly shows what interprets the prescription details into proper formats. The user uploads images or PDF, and by using the post HTTP method, we check if it is a page or um, a PDF, and then the preprocessor, we use OpenCV. It converts it into JPG bytes. We have used a 2.5 Flash API, and all of these async concurrent lookups are used for ghost correction, so that when the doctor writes in ambiguous handwriting, top three likely drugs can be properly diagnosed and given. This is the emergency access card. So if at all the patient meets with an accident and is unable to tell the doctor as to what they're allergic to or what medicines work for them, then the doctor can simply just scan this QR. Simply just scan this QR. they can just simply scan the QR and a new page opens which shows what the patient is allergic to, what medicines best to suit their body, and if and also tells the doctor about their previous medical conditions. If at all we had entered any known allergies, it would have been reported here, and this would have helped during a time of need. Thank you.